17 Things God says about you. 1. I say I am unlovable, but God says I am forever loved. Romans 8 verses 38 to 39. 2. I say I am scarred, but God says I am healed. Isaiah 53 verse 5. 3. I say I am weak, but God says He makes me strong. Psalm 18 verse 32. 4. I recognize I am a sinner, but God says I am forgiven. 1 John 2 verse 12. 5. I was abandoned, but God says I am adopted. Ephesians 1 verse 5. 6. I say I am broken, but God says He makes me whole. Colossians 2 verse 10. 7. I have been rejected, but God says I am His. Isaiah 43 verse 1. 8. I say I am alone, but God says He is always with me. Joshua 1 verse 9. 9. I say I am hopeless, but God says because of Him, I am hopeful. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. 10. I say I am purposeless, but God says I was created with purpose. Esther 4 verse 14. 11. I say I have failed, but God says I am victorious in Christ. 1 Corinthians 15 verse 57. 12. I say I am lost, but God says He gives me direction. Isaiah 30 verse 21. 13. I say I am worried, anxious, or afraid, but God says with Him I am peace-filled. John 14 verse 27. 14. I say I am unhappy, but God says I am joyful/joy-filled. John 15 verse 11. 15. I say I am afraid, but God says I am powerful, loved, and have a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. 16. I say I am nothing special, but God says I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139 verse 14. 17. I say I am worthless, but God says Jesus died because I am worth it. John 3 verse 16.